Yeah, it's great. I thought last year we did a great job and win that 5-setter again in the Final Four, and everything's going according to plan with guys developing the way we wanted to, and guys working hard and peaking at the right time, and things are lining up exactly how things were planned. So it's great.
Coach, talking about hosting the NCAA tournament as number 1 seed, do you guys feel any additional pressure going into this tournament?
Not really. I feel like there was more pressure last year than what there were this year, just because the program hasn't been here yet as of last year. So I felt more pressure last year versus this year, where the guys feel like they belong. We've done it before, and it's just a little bit easier, it seems like, this year.
What did you gather from watching last night? What were your thoughts about while you were watching the match, and then who emerged and all that?
I thought it was pretty even going into the match. I thought Lewis looked a little bit tired by the end of the match, in my opinion. It could have been just kind of their schedule with who they played lately, but I was kind of surprised to see Penn State win in 4 against Lewis.
And then thoughts about playing them?
Yeah, I think we match up really well with Penn State. I think we should feel good about going in tomorrow night's match. I think they serve well. We have great serve receive, and I think we can stay in system and cause some problems for them.
Coach, talking about Penn State, Aaron Russell had 20 kills, a couple key aces. What are you guys going to have to do to slow him down tomorrow night?
Well, I don't want to tell you that, because then everybody will know. No, Aaron Russell's their go-to guy. Yeah, put the big guy in front of him, I guess. Aaron Russell's a great player. He's their go-to guy. Everybody in the gym knows it. But also Goodell on that back pin is getting more sets this year than he is. So that's somebody that we definitely need to pay attention as well. I think they're a pretty well-rounded team that we've got to make sure that we can hopefully keep them off the net and makes things easier on our end.
Thomas, talking about this season for you, being named Conference Player of the Year, just kind of take me through for you, moving from your freshman to sophomore year. What have you seen with your play has been the biggest adjustment?
I think summer and preseason for me was more about getting in better cardio shape and physical shape. So at the end of matches, I feel like I'm still jumping the same height, and I'm still hitting the ball just as hard. As opposed to last year, I definitely felt at the end of matches I was kind of tailing off, and I just felt like a freshman sometimes. And I definitely don't feel that anymore. I feel like I belong out there, and I think that's helped me a lot.
Cody, what do you think about this match?
I'm excited. We did a good job in March taking care of this team, and we know how to prepare for matches really well. So we're going to do a good job of getting in the gym today, getting some good touches, and preparing for tomorrow. And we just need to show up to play.
Guys, can you give us a sense of what this year, knowing that you were hosting this weekend the Final Four, and give a sense of what the season's been like leading up to this? And Loyola has never hosted this. I mean, give us a sense of what this means to you guys.
You got that big one.
I think it's just like a little pride thing. Like we knew we were going to be hosting it at the end of the year, and so we wanted to make sure that we were going to be here, and we made it a focus to be here at the end. And we got in the gym every day, worked hard, to make sure that we achieved that goal.
How about you, Cody?
Going off that, we like you said, we were going to make sure our number one goal was to make sure we were in this tournament. We would have been thinking on opposite sides of the spectrum if we were here just watching all these games happen. So it's great to just be here, But also, I think speaking for the whole team, we would have lost a few more games this year if it means winning these next two. I think these next two games mean more than the whole season has for all of us.
Would you assess the other match?
How would I assess it?
Yeah, or would you, I guess?
I think a little bit in terms of the Stanford-Erskine match. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
BYU, Stanford.
Oh, how do I say that one?
That one.
Well, I watched the BYU-Stanford match in their conference finals, and I think Stanford was just kind of okay with their serving game, and I think they've been lights out serving this entire year. So I think coming into tomorrow night, I think if Stanford serving is on, I think it's going to pose some problems with BYU. So I think it's, I'm thinking it might be a good opportunity for Stanford to win. I know I'm kind of happy in a sense that we're not playing Lewis for the 4th time, so I'm sure BYU's not looking forward to play Stanford for the 4th time and trying to get that 4th victory. So I know Stanford been playing really well, and I think if their serving's on, I think they're going to give BYU some problems tomorrow night.
And then Pavlik and Penn State, you must have respect and strong feelings for what they've done. You know, he's one of those guys everybody likes and everything. I assume you'd like him.
Yeah, absolutely. Love Pav. Yeah, him and I get along really well. He's like the mayor of Penn State, I feel like. He's been around for a long time. He's got so much tournament experience, and he's just a classy guy, class act. Every time you talk with him, and he's one of the nicest guys I know. Whether or not you kick the crap out of him 3-0, he smiles and everything at the end of the match, or he kicks the crap out of you. He's just always the same Pav. So it's always enjoy having conversations with him at the beginning of the match, and probably spend 35 minutes talking with him before tomorrow night's match.
Question for the players. There's always seems to be a Midwest-West rivalry. Especially with the West Coast having won so many more national champions. Do you guys get motivated at all when you hear stuff like that in terms of the rivalry, or do you just not care and want to play volleyball?
We hear it and stuff, but at the end of the day, we can only control what we can control. So I think we're just focused on Penn State right now, and then beyond that, we'll get there when we get there. But it's just different here than it is out there, and we know what's said and we know what goes on. But I think we're just focusing on Penn State right now.
I think historically we always like to think we have a chip on our shoulder, to something to prove, and I think that's really important for us to have is prove that we're the best, and it doesn't matter what they do because we're going to play our game and we'll be better than them.
Yeah, throughout the season we've kind of we think about it, but we're playing our matches that we have going on, and that's what we're focused on. But this week, I guess it comes up into our minds a little more that we do have something to prove.
And Shane, just out of curiosity, earlier in this week, you guys dropped from number 1 to number 2 in the poll. Obviously, irrelevant; it's going to be decided in the court. But what was your reaction when you saw that?
It is what it is. If there's one week that really doesn't matter in terms of poll, it's this week, and it's been close in terms of us being 1 versus 2, and throughout the year. And I know a few West Coast teams are getting some first place votes, and we're getting whatever 10, 11. But I think you can look because you look on the website, but I will let them know that I didn't vote this week. And so that's probably why we're sitting at 2. And I think it's a good little added motivation. And if they want to be number 1, they've got to go get it. They've got to go earn it. So that's where we're at.
And speaking about coaches, just a little off topic, but I want to get your thoughts. And it was announced yesterday that Arnie Ball's coming back for his 36th season with IPFW. Mm-hmm. I know you and Arnie have been close over the years. Just what's your thoughts about him, returning for another season?
I think it's great. I think it's he's one of those guys that I think he struggles to stay out of the gym, and he's always going to be that guy that's in the gym. And I'm sure whoever is lucky enough to take over that program after he leaves, he's going to be in the gym probably every day. He'll hit maybe 18 and 36 holes, and then he'll be at practice, and just kind of hanging out and watching. But he's a legend, and everybody respects him, and he's done a great job with that program and over there at IPFW. So it's a great opportunity for anyone to kind of fill those shoes over there. It's great.
So I'm looking at a 3-point difference in the poll.
Yep.
You didn't vote. Way to go, Coach Holtz.
Yep.
Joe, anything?
They don't know what I'm talking about.
Guys, you good?
All right.